The Vine and the Vow. Long ago, when the world was young and the gods still walked among mortals, Dionysus, god of wine, ecstasy, and revelry, wandered the earth in disguise, cloaked in a robe of ivy and crowned with grapevines. He arrived at a quiet village nestled between the slopes of Mount Helicon. The people there toiled endlessly, their brows furrowed with labor, their laughter long forgotten. Dionysus was drawn to their silence, for he knew no life could thrive without joy. At twilight, he entered the village square, playing his Dionysus like a flute. The music of warm and wild. Children came first, drawn by the melody. Then the elders, their steps cautious but curious. The villagers stared at him. "Who are you?" asked the blacksmith, his hands heavy with soot and sorrow. "I am a stranger," Dionysus said with a smile, "but I bring a gift, a drink, pressed from the sun and rain, bottled from laughter of the gods. Taste it and remember yourselves." He poured crimson wine from his goat-skin flask into simple cups. One by one, they drank, and with every sip, color returned to their cheeks, music to their tongues, and movement to their limbs. They danced in the moonlight, and the village rang with song for the first time in years. But not all were pleased. An austere priest, keeper of the old order, stepped forward. "You mock the gods with your tricks," he spat. "You make us drink. You stir chaos. Who are you to undo our discipline?" Dionysus' eyes glinted, part mirth, part madness. "I am Dionysus, born of fire and godhood, twice born son of Zeus. I am not chaos, I am release." The priest raised his staff in protest, but the villagers held him back, not with violence, but with laughter. "Let him be," they said, smiling through tears. "We have been asleep too long." And so Dionysus left him, vanishing into the mist with the ivy trailing behind him. But he left the vines growing thick around the village, and the memory of ecstasy that could never be again forgotten. And for every year after that, when the grapes hung heavy and ripe, the villagers drank in his honor and danced beneath the stars and whispered thanks to the god who taught them joy, too, is sacred. The silence of Hypnos. Long before time was measured by men, when the world was still young and wild, there lived a god who ruled not over war or fire, but over stillness, a power more profound than any thunderbolt or sword. His name was Hypnos, god of sleep, son of Nyx the night, and the twin of Thanos, death. He dwelt in a shadowy cave at the edge of the world where the sun never reached. And the river Leve whispered eternally through the poppy fields. His home was a sanctuary of silence. No rooster crowed, no leaves rustled, no mortal dared intrude. For to enter Hypnos' realm was to risk never waking again. One evening, the world above grew restless. Mortals were plagued with dreams that twisted into nightmares, and kings wandered their palaces in bleary-eyed madness. Hypnos, stirred by the noise echoing through his silent domain, emerged from his grotto for the first time in 100 years, clad in a cloak woven from dusk and dreams. He moved unseen through the cities and forests, seeking the source of unrest. He found it in the heart of a sleeplessness child named Ilion, a shepherd's son, born under a blood moon, cursed to never sleep. His mind buzzed with ceaseless thoughts, and though his body grew weak, his spirit never dimmed. Intrigued, Hypnos approached the boy under a starlit sky. "Why do you flee me, child?" he asked in a voice like hush before snowfall. "I do not flee," Ilion whispered. "I have waited for you all my life." Moved by the boy's resilience, Hypnos laid a gentle hand on his brow, and for the first time, Elion's eyes closed. But as his body stilled, his mind awoke, not into sleep, but into dream. Elion dreams of stars being born and oceans singing lullabies of great tapestry of sleep that Hypnos wove each night. And Hypnos, watching the dream unfold, saw something he had not seen in eons, a mortal mind, not just surrendering to sleep, but shaping it. He smiled. Elion slept for 3 days, and when he woke, his curse was gone. Yet he remembered the dreams. More than that, he understood them. He would go on to become the world's first dream scribe, painting visions that erased the minds of kings and peasants alike. And Hypnos returned to his cave, now a single candle burning near the river Leve, not seen by, but to remind himself that even in the deepest sleep, the smallest light can give birth to wonder. And the world at last began to dream in peace once again.
Do you still